let's learn about simple interest. This formula is the simple interest formula. Interest is equal to principal times rate times time. Now, it's important that you understand that your rate needs to be written as a decimal, and your time is in years, always. Okay? Interest is going to be some sort of dollar amount. That's either what you owe the bank or what the bank is giving you for putting money in an account. Principal is the amount either that you put in an account if you're earning interest, or the amount that you borrow if you're getting a loan. And keep in mind, this is simple interest. Most banks do not use simple interest. They usually use compound interest, but this formula will get you in the ballpark. Okay, so find the simple interest earned after 3 years. Find the simple interest earned after 3 years on $500 at an interest rate of 6%. So I need to know interest, P, R, and T. Now, when you have 4 variables, if you know 3 pieces of information, you can always solve for that 4th one. So we're going to use the formula. Interest is equal to principal times rate times time. Now it says here, find the simple interest. So it's the I that I don't know. I'm just going to call that I for now. 3 years is time, so I'm going to make T3. On $500, that's my principal. And my interest rate of 6%, I need to write that as a decimal. Looks like that. So using this formula right here, I is equal to 500 times my rate times my time. Now, notice I don't have any variables on the right hand side, so all I have to do is multiply those 3 numbers together. So on my calculator I am typing in 500 times 0.06 times 3, and I get 90. So my I, or my interest, is 90. 90 what though? It's $90. So I will earn $90 in interest. Okay, in this problem it says find the principal. So what I don't know in this problem, I don't know my p-value. Okay, so find the principal invested if $178 interest, so I'm going to put 178 right there. My principal I don't know, so I'm just going to call it P. 2 years is my time, and my interest rate of 4% is 0.04 as a decimal. So I'm going to use the formula again. Interest equals principal times rate times time. My 178 is equal to my P I don't know, I'm just going to put a P in there. My rate is 0.04 and my time is 2. Now, check this out. I've got a P multiplying those 2 numbers right there. So on my calculator I'm going to type in 0.04 times 2 and I get 0.08. So I get 178 is equal to P times 0.08. Now, I've got to get that P all by itself. I want to solve for my principal. So I'm going to divide, because those 2 are multiplying each other. I undo multiplication with division. And on my calculator, make sure you type this in the correct order. You have to type the 178 in first. 178 divided by 0.08, and I get that P is equal to 2,225. So that is a principal amount of $2,225. If I invested $2,225 for 2 years at an interest rate of 4%, I would earn about $178 interest. Okay, find the rate. This time we're looking for the interest rate. So I'm still going to write down all these things that I need. My interest says here I earned $3,772 in interest. My principal is $8,200. My rate, I don't know. I'm just going to call it R. My time is 4 years. So again, using the formula, I'm going to plug in all these numbers that I know. 3,772 is equal to 8,200 times my rate times my time. According to the commutative property, I am allowed to multiply in any order. So I'm going to multiply 8,200 times 4, and I get 32,800 times R is equal to 3,772. Again, in order to get that R by itself, I have to divide. So I'm going to divide by 32,800 on both sides. So you have to be super careful about typing this in. Type in the top number first, always. 3772 divided by 32,800. Now this is the number that I get, let me tell you. It looks like this, 0.115. Now, that is my rate as a decimal. But you want to give this answer as a percent. So don't forget, you scoot that over twice, and that is 11.5%. Okay, so on this problem, let's see here. Again, I'm looking for all these same things. So she deposited $12,500 in her bank account. There's your principal right there. There's your rate. There's your time. So what is it that we don't know? We don't know her interest, how much interest. So I'm going to let I be I. My P is 12,500. My R is 0.04 as a decimal, and my time is 5. So I've got I is equal to 12,500 times 0.04 times 5. And again, I'm not going to have to move anything around because that I is all by itself on that one side. So all I'm doing is typing in 12,500 times 0.04 times 5, and I get that I is equal to $2,500. So she would earn interest of $2,500 if she deposited $12,500 in a bank for 5 years at 4% interest. Okay, so Lauren lent his brother $3,000 to help him buy a car. In 4 years, his brother paid him back the $3,000 plus $660 in interest. What was the interest rate? So let's look at that. So I, P, R, and T. Those are the 4 pieces of information. You got to have 3 of them to find the 4th. So this right here is my principal amount. The $3,000 is my principal. Time is always in years. Interest, there's your I, and I don't know my R. So 660 is my I. My P is 3,000. My R I don't know, so I'm going to leave it as R, and my time is 4 years. So again, using the formula, and so again, because of the commutative property, I can multiply in any order, so I'm going to multiply that 3,000 times the 4, so I've got 660 is equal to 12,000 R, and now divide by 12,000. Okay, and this is what I get on my calculator, so I'm going to type in 660 divided by 12,000, and I get this number right here. R is equal to 0.055. Now that's the interest rate as a decimal. In order to get that as a percent, I've got to scoot the decimal to the right 2 places, so I get 5.5% is how much his brother charged him as an interest rate. Okay, Eduardo noticed that his new car loan paper stated that with an interest rate of 7.5% or 7.5%, he would pay $6,596.25 in interest over 5 years. How much did he borrow? So what I don't know my principal amount. So my interest, though, is $6,596.25. My P I don't know. My rate is 0.075 as a decimal. My time is 5 years. So using the simple interest formula, $6,596.25 is equal to P times my rate as a decimal times my years. So on my calculator, I'm going to type in 0.075 times 5, and I get 0.375. And so now I want to get that P by itself, so I've got to divide both sides by 0.375. So on my calculator, I type it in this specific order, 6596.25 divided by 0.375, and I get 17,000. My P is $17,590. That's how much he borrowed for his new car. Okay, Caroline got $900 as graduation gifts and invested it in a 10-month certificate of deposit. We also call those CDs. That earned 2.1% interest. How much interest did this investment earn? So I've got I, I've got P, I've got R, I've got T. We don't know her interest, so I'm going to call that one I. She invested $900. Her rate as a decimal is 0.021. Now her time, you have to be careful with this. Notice time is always in years, but I'm not given years. I'm given months. So my time is actually going to be 10 out of 12. Because remember, 12 out of 12 would be 1 year. This is 10 out of 12 since it's in months. So I've got I is equal to 900 times 0.021 times 10/12. So on my calculator, I'm typing in 900 times 0.021 times 10/12, and I get that she earns in interest $15.75.